Let me ask you guys this. What do you guys think is the single most powerful key to success? Now, some of you may be tempted to think, get a good education or get a good job. But no. I want you guys to think a lot deeper than that, past any objective or even merely tangible forms of measurement. Because you see, it appears that the answer to this question is a lot more deep-rooted. Now, yes, while success itself is measured by objective and tangible measures, like how much money you have, what car you drive, the actual key to it is a lot more obscured. And I'm going to unveil my version of it right in this speech. Now, you see, a lot of us, or at least the vast majority of people, live their day-to-day lives just barely getting by. It's actually estimated that the vast amount, or a high percentage, of US employees work barely enough to keep their employer happy so they don't get fired, but nowhere near enough to get that promotion and utterly excel. Now, some of you may be thinking that this lacking behavior is only prevalent in the workspace, but I beg to differ. See, I actually believe that this behavior is carried all the way down to their day-to-day lives. Because you see, if we challenge these people, this subsection of people, with a somewhat unconventional problem or something that might otherwise be outside of their job detail, I'm willing to bet that most of these people wouldn't even be bothered to try. Give it to somebody else, and they'll solve it for you, which is a completely incorrect and lacking a way of approaching things. Now, of course, right? Why would you ever just deny a problem? Okay, maybe it wasn't a part of their job detail, maybe it's not something that they particularly want to solve, maybe it's such a mundane problem, they can't even care, they can delegate it out. But the point is, they still need to have self-accountability when attacking these problems, right? You see, moving on, now you see, with self-accountability, several hyper-successful individuals adopt a mindset of self-accountability. You see, when I'm talking about these employees, I don't mean to bash any of you, right? Even though statistics say that a vast majority of employees don't have a hyper-successful mindset and actually refuse blunt problems and don't want to attempt even the most mundane tasks, the issue prevails. You see, I want to give you guys an example. So obviously, the title of my speech is Try Harder. But how exactly did I come to encounter this problem? Now you see, an example I can give you is this. I first encountered the Try Harder mindset in 2021 when I embarked on a personal journey to become one of the youngest people to pass the Offensive Security Certified Professional Examination, OSCP for short. Now this is a very rigorous exam, and quite frankly, I didn't know if I had the skill set needed to pass it. So what happened was, I tried to take it on anyway, right? And it might have been a dumb decision or a smart decision, depending on how you look at it, because it took years. But regardless, when I embarked on this journey, I made a promise to myself that almost every day for the rest of my life till this point, I would practice the skills needed, do the course, talk to the mentors, talk to people, fail several times, and do this in a cyclical loop until I truly understood the problem at hand and until I truly had the skills to pass this exam. Now, everything was all fun and games until I started doing harder problems when I got closer to the exam period. You see, I wanted to take on problems above the level of the exam to make sure that I was truly and utterly prepared for it. Now, that's when I started to encounter problems, because at that point, I had developed almost a self-sabotaging mindset, right? And anytime I had a problem that I might not have thought that I had the ability or the skills to conquer it, I would just run off to the offensive security community and ask them, hey, can I have a help? Can I have a hand, or can I have some help, a nudge, without having even tried. And I initially had this self-sabotaging mindset, and I was sort of rescued by the offensive security community because almost every time that I posted a question for this, I would get the same two-word reply. Now, this two-word reply was so highly irritating, but I sort of just dealt with it. It was try harder. Now, almost every time that I got this reply, I quite literally had the urge to jump through the screen and put the guy in a chokehold for having no clue how hard I tried. But it was only a lot later down the line, when I got really close to the exam, that I really understood how invaluable this piece of advice was. Because see, try harder, the try harder advice was actually golden. Now, I've been talking about try harder, but what exactly is it? Now, since I'm not the person to have personally developed this mindset or this technique, I would like to paraphrase from Nina Wong, an employee from Offensive Security who gave a brilliant response to this a few years back. You see, try harder does not mean sit at your computer screen for the next 10 hours until you figure it out. No. Try harder promotes the implementation of a methodology, the complete usage of your skill set, and plotting down any and all potential solutions to any problem, easy or hard, which allows you to attack the problem using a very concise methodology. Because you see, it is this perseverance protocol that Try Harder teaches you, which essentially states that anytime you encounter, if you fail on a first attempt, it doesn't mean that you should stop trying. It rather means that you should then embark on a long string of attempts in hopes that one of those attempts that you've written down will eventually lead you to the actual solution and lead you to the key goal of the problem. Now, if you guys think that try harder is only something that can be used in the cybersecurity space, then think again. Because you see, the try harder mentality, although not directly referenced, has been used for decades by hyper-successful individuals, entrepreneurs, and scientists across the globe. You see, let's take Elon Musk, for example, one of the richest people, billionaires, frankly, on Earth, right? He constantly really shows a hardcore work ethic, and really promotes this sort of hardcore way of life that truly can get you from point A to point B. If you don't want to take Elon Musk's example, take Albert Einstein, a scientist and a very famous physicist who developed the theory of relativity. And the thing that Einstein really quoted is that success is 99% hard work. Or heck, take Thomas Edison, for example, who quite famously quoted, "I have not failed, I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Basically, indirectly referencing the try-harder mindset, which sort of got developed a lot later by the offensive security community. Now, I too have extended my personal usage of the try-harder mindset and starting a cybersecurity company that's now well on its way to leaving its mark on the industry. Now, all in all, I would just like to reiterate, try harder is not some sort of philosophy or cliche that you can throw at any problem. Try harder is rather a mindset that really emphasizes the idea that success isn't handed to you on a silver platter, but rather earned through the relentless pursuit of success. And it is for that reason that I'll be eternally grateful to Offensive Security for having taught me and helped me completely internalize this try harder way of thinking, which really helped me in my course of life. And for that reason, I would like to encourage each and every one of you to establish this try harder mindset into your own daily goals. Thank you.